So this is an offline episode. I'm just gonna do a brief episode, and actually it's gonna be a longer one. This is more about different studies of how certain types of aspects enter into the culture of what is the very influential nature of the oceanal, mystical, multi-creationalistical aspects, assets, and of course, natures, or sort of connections, which is oneness. You can't describe oneness as well. You can describe oneness as a detailed, singularity, perhaps, but that singularity is like an anomaly. So I'll get into that in a little bit. Imagine developing, creating, manifesting and preparing an amazing, diverse, creative, and super human, or it doesn't even have to be human. Let's put it this way. Many multi-creationalistical structures of what exists in the foundations of what can be found in goodness gracious, well, pretty much everything, but like the types of designs that began, for example, with ships and starships and starcraft and spaceships, like the ones that exist, or EMVs, for example. It truly allows consciousness to raise because it's a new platform. So what does that mean? The ability to manifest things. I mean, literally anything can be made. Anything can be created and manifested and redesigned in a new way. Meaning the following. If you wanted to create a suit, if you wanted to create a superhuman suit, or if you want to create a clothing brand, or if you want to create materials, or you want to manifest a certain reality, like the saying goes, the tools aren't that far away. And it's not just about tools, but it's kind of about it's kind of about like that cuddly homey center of what ignites beings within. And it's like, of course, all beings are, capable of consciousness, sentience, love, grace, and amazing resiliency. And I mean that in the most positive way. So how do you, like, that amazing thing is about me is, for example, which is one of the most fascinating things, is how I think. Is because when you think about, like, and I mean this in the most amazing way, when you think about like, how about, like, when you think about change, what comes to mind? Or when you think about progress, what do you see? Or when you see changes, how is it experienced? Of course, there's always progress, and there's always limitlessness and aspects to what happened. But at the same time, there is so much to do that at a certain point, well, I say the phrase that there's so much to do because there's so much potential. And how is that so? Because when you manifest a world with, for example, with color, then you can manifest a world with color. That's actually as simple as it gets. I mean, that's quite simple. Like, if you, like, one of the amazing analogies that I have is a truth. Amazing, right? But seriously, is mirror neurons. And I discovered a new way of how they work, and it's amazing because what isn't necessarily done is, like, for example, which would be an interesting experiment, is to do, which is kind of unnecessary at the same time, but to do multiple CT scans at the same time with mirror neurons that have been trigonized. I should think of a word for it. I should definitely think of a word for it. Streamlined, reneined. That have been reneined. Yes, reneined, reshined. No, reneined. I like reneined. It's actually probably pretty perfect the way it sounds too. That's been reneined. Because when you renein, like, an idea... Okay, so here's the thing. Renein is pretty much when, for example, you take, like, there's different levels. So, like, a smaller level, you just take, like a sort of awareness. Oh, this is a very interesting topic. Okay, so you take, because this can be explained in multiples, and in huge things, and a whole bunch of stuff. So, starting off small, you can put it into, even fit it into a little box, with that understanding of consciousness ascension, with the fact of that, just like the little things that have to do with total development, meaning, let's even go as small as bacteria, and even analogies such as, like, a one-seater starcraft, one-seater spacecraft. So what's amazing is that small mirror neuron becomes a bit of consciousness, like a bit of consciousness, meaning that mirror neuron exists in the brain of somebody. So when you speak, when you renein, meaning when you speak a mirror neuron, and then you recognize a mirror neuron, you can recognize the mirror neuron, and the neuroning firing has nothing to do with time. So the firing of neurons means and that's another thing, to think of as a conscious entity bringing in beings closer to one another, and it doesn't even matter anyway. I notice that more and more. Such a way, anyway. Just because it's on the other. Anyway. That's a renein for a small mirror neuron. Now, on a medium scale, you see, which is why it's so important to stay on topic, which is on topic and off topic at the same time. Why it's important to stay on topic, you flip It's like a reversal of polarities, if you will, or even better analogy. Because I gave the polarity analogy, I think, yesterday. Anyway. You flip the mind, you flip the entire brain, and now there's the off. On, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. For example. Bear with me here when I say what you want to do is up to you. I mean, mirror neurons are, or renigning, and it means you can go anywhere, even at this small medium level. You can go anywhere and still have benigned, or still have renigning shine on. Meaning, you can renign and renign again. So you can play with consciousness in the terms of touching that mirror neuron. And when you touch that mirror neuron, it activates some certain things. So what's key about is the thing is, for example, when you do that, the mirror neurons are already activated, and it also reveals mirror neurons. So that means, pretty much, it's possible, anything's possible. Or at least that case was possible. And there's a solution. And the solution manifested in the terms of what happens with the return of those mirror neurons. Now, of course, there are more mirror neurons. There are more what could be considered this more choice, there's more life, there's more capabilities, and there's more sentience in the universe. What's amazing is the fact that different comprehensions still manifest a mirror neuron, no renigning on a moderate scale on its own. So meaning regular, even steady communication still has an effect on the consciousness, and still all densities have the opportunity to rise. Raise their frequency, and my job, of course, has always been to anchor light, because they've just been here for so long. And I mean that in the most positive way. Like, think about it. Think about being where you want to be. I can't describe it because there's nothing to relate to it. My life is about being on this planet. Like, I want to be on this planet. Like, this is what I want. And this is already known, especially since I'm a galactic leader, galactic ambassador, being of light, galactic citizen, guardian being guardian angel of light, guardian angel of love, guardian angel of abundance, angel of abundance, being of abundance, protector of abundance of children, and the lover of all things. All things. So being able to be, myself is the most, wow, it's a return to a simple truth. And now I'm digressing to a point where I want to say, like, and it is important, because I should just talk about me, but anyway. The point is, when it comes to that, that continuous selflessness, the little things, that's an interesting phrase to say, but the truth is still known. The little things add up for one, for two. The little things are the big things for one, for two. Or for three, the type of quality that exists is unparalleled. Now, how can that also be true? It means that there's a new way, there's more than one way of doing things, obviously. There's more than one way to get to Mars. There's more than one way to mine from an asteroid. There's more than one way to go where you want to go in life. There is no such thing as a rut. That's a beautiful thing. I know that for a fact. The simplest tasks are the ones that are hardest to do. What's the simplest task that's like the hardest to do? Simple task? Depollute the oceans. Takes 15 minutes with some advanced technologies. All the oceans are pristine. All of them. And it's not even something, the truth is that I do want it. I want it so badly that it's going to happen. But it's not that, it's ironic how I did it. It's the fact of the matter is that, it's like everything you've ever wanted to do has already happened, and it still has yet to happen. It's interesting to pick up on what human beings muster. Like, it's really cool to see. Change. It's really cool to see that development. So what does that mean? For the most part, especially when you're, for example, like a world-class champion, there's no way. There's just no way there's such thing as giving up in the vocabulary. It's not. So, development of, characters. Cool, and it's easy and simple. Character is what you do when you think nobody's looking, and the character is also the more adult version. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. However, it's not like it's something to go do daredevilly, and that's obviously known. We can build art form, architecture structures with our thoughts. And I love the expression of love through creation. And it's amazing how well we feel. Right down to the core of Gaia. Out through the universe, traveling through the stars of our Milky Way toward the center. Stars all around. So, open up your mind hugely, and then you can lose your dream straight up. Like, I can straight up manifest stuff. Like, I kid you not. I'm a freaking spiritual guru, master, top notch, like, freaking mojo guy. I kid you not. Because when I manifest subconsciously, I create huge things. But when I manifest consciously, well, I'm just in another ballpark, you know? I'm just next level thing. And I'm so consciously aware of everything. It's just, I'm just capable. I am able. Well, this is your host, Christopher Malcolm Curtis Bowen, on the Seeing edition of Fire for Liberty. I love you all. And I strongly recommend. Actually, this is this an episode? No, it's actually, this is an offline broadcast. But when it comes to small details that are included in the types of formats that are included in the stories or in the explanations or in the interviews, then you learn in the process of multiple layered communication of exactly what skills people have, why, how, when, and where. The amazing nature of relaxation is that it is divine. So on with the show, we must go on. And this is your host, Christopher Malcolm Curtis Bowen, on this evening edition of Five Liberty. I love you all. Got lots of attention, lots of love, lots of adoration, and so much energy for all you guys. I'm going to kick it up a notch because I'm going to go crazy for you guys. I'm like nuts. Like I totally love you guys. Like I want to scream at you how much I love you. I'm like I don't think people understand. I want you. I'm not Uncle Sam or anything, but I want you. I want your success. I want you. I want me. I want to be more like me. I want to be like myself. I inspire to be myself. I inspire to be the person that is able to be completely free-minded. I want to be super authentic. That's what I am. I want to be love. I want to love you guys. I want to love you all. I love this planet. I really cherish childhood and kids and teaching and learning. I really find simplest lessons in all things. I really, care about everything. This is your host, Christian Malcolm Curtis Bowen, on the same edition of Five Liberty. This is an evening broadcast. This is actually, it is going to be Five Liberty. I have many other broadcasts, which I definitely encourage you to check out. Everybody check out, read, find out more about. I actually never, ever really even encourage people to subscribe or to like, but of course, definitely do that. Definitely be open to more things, and just like be. Oh goodness gracious, this world is awesome. There's so many more positive changes coming. Let's rock and roll.